Hey, it's Richard here, and in this video, I want to show you 3 very rock solid ways to develop your self-discipline. If you're new here, essentially all I do is I help driven, ambitious individuals get back dozens of hours of the week through high-performance strategies, and I also teach entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants on how to succeed on their businesses on YouTube. Now, before we can jump into these 3 strategies, we have to first define what self-discipline actually means. Now, there's a whole bunch of definitions out there. Some people define it as waking up at 4 a.m., other people define it as taking cold showers, other people define it as never eating junk food, and while all of these things are good, if we could just boil it down to one simple thing, this is what I say self-discipline is. It's you doing the things that you say you're gonna do. Meaning, if you tell yourself you're gonna wake up at 5 a.m. for the next 7 days, you do. If you tell yourself that you're gonna avoid pornography or avoid binge eating, you do. Being able to control yourself and following through on the words that you say you're gonna do is perhaps the most simple way to define self-discipline. And if you're anything like me, we typically have a very lazy tendency to fall away from the things that we say we're gonna do. So how do we overcome that? Well, let me share with you these 3 different ways to actually improve your self-discipline. The first one is priming your environment so that you can eliminate the use of willpower. Look, I am all for willpower, all about grinding it out, working hard, grinding teeth, right? But the problem with this is you and I, we both have limited willpower. People in the military, yes, they do have probably a little bit more willpower, or professional athletes probably have a little bit more willpower than the average individual, but the truth is we all have limited willpower. And yes, when you wake up in the morning and you're all motivated to go crush it at the gym, crush at your job, crush at your business, but guess what? By the end of the day, let's say 7 p.m. you coming home from work, guess what? You're still gonna be pretty tired. Your willpower is not gonna be there. In the morning, when you resisted having a donut, it's pretty easy to do. But I think you and I would both agree that by 6 p.m., 7 p.m., it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. So the way is you have to think about how you can eliminate these things by priming your environment. If you know that you watch too much television on weekdays and you have a TV sitting in your living room and all you wanna do at the end of the day is crash out on the couch and become a vegetable watching TV, why not unplug the television cord, give the television cord to a neighbor, give it to a friend, and get it back on the weekends? Or better yet, give them your TV remote, take your television and put it away, or do all of the above. The best way to improve your self-discipline is to not use discipline at all. Make your environment as easy as possible to live in a distraction-free lifestyle, and you're gonna find yourself having more discipline just like that. The second strategy I want to teach you is something called habit stacking. And habit stacking essentially just means pairing together something that you already do with a self-discipline, with a habit that you'd like to implement. So for example, let's say that every single morning you want to track how much food that you're eating, but you constantly forget, you feel like you're losing the discipline in tracking your macros. If you want to track your macros and you want to track the amount of food you're eating, just create the new rule that every single time you pour yourself a glass of water, you brush your teeth, you make a cup of coffee, you go ahead and open up your journal. And seeing that journal open up there is going to encourage and push for you to track your macros. This could be applied to any kind of situation, but the simplest form is identifying what's something that you already do, that you're already pretty good at doing, that you don't forget, and then simply pair that together with something that you're trying to start up. And what's so cool about this is, again, very similar to the first lesson of priming your environment, the second lesson of habit stacking is what causes you to automate your discipline. We want to make sure that you're becoming disciplined not by thinking about it, but rather just by doing it automatically as a creature of habit. And the third strategy of how to optimize your discipline, it might be something that you don't want to hear, but it's that you have to do one uncomfortable thing every single day. Look, the reason why so many people are so stagnant in their lives is because they don't actually challenge themselves. If you go into the gym, you cannot get into a good physique. You cannot lose 15 pounds. You cannot build muscle if you don't actually exert yourself, sweat, and go through discomfort. It's the same in life. You can't do anything great in this life if you are not willing to put in uncomfortable work. And so the way you combat this is every single day, you have to do something that's a little uncomfortable. We live in such a cushy first world. I personally live in Los Angeles right now, and there's so many things that are just instant gratification. Amazon Prime, Netflix, so many things that make us so comfortable. So challenge yourself by doing something uncomfortable. What's one thing right now today that you could do that's a little uncomfortable? I want you to drop that down in the comments. For myself, I regularly take cold showers every single morning at 5 a.m. within 10 minutes of waking up. I regularly train in either Muay Thai fighting or in the gym, and I lift very uncomfortable, painful amounts of weights so that I'm training my mental toughness. Find something in your life that you can do to make yourself a little uncomfortable, and that will increase your self-discipline levels. And when you combine all three of these things on here, you are going to be able to completely transform the way that you see self-discipline. Now look, in addition to self-discipline, I wonder, have you ever considered starting a business around helping other people? Maybe you have a course, an idea, something that you want to monetize to not only impact people, but also create an amazing income for yourself. Well, look, I want to tell you that I have a high performance, a productivity course that I was able to generate over $500,000 in sales in only 8 months. Not only did we help hundreds and thousands of people, but I was able to create great income for myself and my family. And look, this coming Saturday, I'm gonna be doing a live training showing you exactly how I did this and how you can do it too on YouTube. The training is called The 3 Steps of How I Made $500,000 in less than 8 months on YouTube, working less than 20 hours a week. And if that's something that you want to attend, I want you to click the first link down below. Take you to the registration page, get registered for that live training, and I cannot wait to see you there. We got a couple hundred people already tuned in. If you got value from this video, I want you to share this with a friend. Copy the link, text it over to someone else, and share it on Instagram. I'll be right there, so make sure to tag me. Mark your calendar, click the link down below, register for the masterclass, and I'll see you live on that training. And remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I'll see you next time.